So students, the next topic is types of partners, which is very, very important. And if you have to remember all the types in one go, then you can form an acronym. And he adds. ऐसा आप याद रखेंगे. There are 6 types of partners as given in your book. And he adds. वो add करता है. इस तरीके से आप याद रखिए. N से nominal partner है और rather these H and E. H for holding out and E for estoppel. These are nothing but the subtypes of nominal partner only. So and he, this shall be together because these are also nothing but nominal partner. And then adds, ADS, A for active partner. Then we have D for dormant partner or sleeping partner and S for a secret partner. Now let us see from NCERT, because NCERT has given a very clear-cut distinction in the form of a table. In this, let us first see this table, that what this table has to say about different types of partners. Then in detail, we will be discussing the very important 2 types, that is estoppel and holding out. These 2 types are very, very important, students. And again in examinations, questions have come on this topic. So this we will do in detail. So let us first see from the top. This is and he adds. Now here, A, active partner. As the name suggests, active means very active, means he is contributing the capital, yes. He is participating in management, yes. He is sharing profits and losses, very obvious because it's a partnership deed, and he bears an unlimited liability. So all typical features of partnership is present in an active partner. As far as sleeping or dormant partner is concerned, students, he is necessarily contributing the capital, but as he is sleeping, as the name suggests, he is not actively participating in the management. But since he has contributed the capital, he is sharing profits and losses, and with the very nature of partnership, he bears an unlimited liability. Now, secret partner, this is capital is contributed by the secret partner as well, but as the name suggests, secret means nobody knows that he is also participating in the management because he is participating very secretly, unknowingly to others. And since he is contributing the capital, participating in management, he is sharing profits and losses as well and bearing an unlimited liability towards the firm. Now, NHE, these are the sub 2 types of nominal partner. Nominal partner means, आप ऐसे याद रखेंगे, just for the name sake. Means he is not actually a partner, but from the name, he becomes the partner. So, he does not contribute all these 3 forms. They do not contribute the capital. And they also do not participate in the management, but they do not share profit and loss as well, but they are bearing an unlimited liability, and this is because of their names being taken. Now let us understand this feature, very, very important from exam point of view, students, that what is the key difference between this partner by estoppel and partner by holding out. Let us see what NCERT has to say about nominal partner. A nominal partner is one who allows his or her name to be used by the firm, does not contribute capital as we have seen, does not take part in management, does not share profit and losses, but bears an unlimited liability towards the third parties. He has an unlimited liability. But why is that? इसे हमें सीधा सीधा समझना है कि इसके 2 सब कैटेगरीज हैं, होल्डिंग आउट एंड एस्टॉपल. सो लेट अस फर्स्ट गो बाय द सीक्वेंस. होल्डिंग आउट, H, he. So H is holding out. नाम से ही पता लग रहा है कि he is not willing to say something, holds out, पीछे हो जाता है या चुप रहता है. तो यहाँ पर हम ये समझ सकते हैं कि वो actually any person, like suppose there is a meeting going on between the actual partners of the firm and with the third party. So there is also a person sitting in that meeting. He is not saying anything by his words or by his behavior or by his conduct, by his actions. But when the partners are calling him to be a partner, he is neither denying to the fact. वो मना भी नहीं कर रहा कि मैं partner नहीं हूँ, यानी वो hold out कर रहा है. He is not speaking anything against it that I am not a partner. So that is how he becomes the partner to the third party, because third party understands him to be a partner, and thereby he becomes unlimitedly liable. So he is not a partner for sure, but knowingly allows himself or herself to be represented as a partner in the firm. So such act, due to his such act, the outsiders or creditors or third parties, they have faith on that particular person and they contribute, and hence he becomes liable towards those parties for repayment of any kind of debt extended to the firm on the basis of such a representation. जैसे मान लीजिए कोई एक सेलिब्रिटी बैठी है तो उसको ऑब्वियसली उस पर लोग फेथ करते हैं, भरोसा करते हैं, ट्रस्ट करते हैं, एंड दैट सेलिब्रिटी इज होल्डिंग आउट, सपोज नॉट refusing that he or she is not a partner to the particular firm. So then he or she becomes unlimitedly liable towards the third parties who have trusted upon him or her for contribution or for the firm's debts. So in that case, there is a unlimited liability. Similarly, students, in case of estoppel also, E for estoppel, you remember like this, and E for express behavior. Here the difference is the people are not calling the person to be a partner, but the person himself, by his acts, by his words, by his actions, by his behavior, he is already showing the other people that he is a partner, though he is not. So by his or her own initiatives or conduct or behavior, he gives an impression to others that he is a partner to the firm, and hence becomes unlimitedly liable in the eyes of third party for all kinds of debts of the firm's debts, because explicitly, in an expressive terms, his behavior or his conduct has told others that he is a partner to the firm. So this is the basic difference, but both are not actually the partners, they are only partners for the namesake. So I hope this type of partners is very clear. From NCERT also we have seen it, and you can just remember it as NHE and ADS, ads. Now we have another segment, students, that is on the type of partnership. Here we are talking about the firm, the type of partnership, the form of business. Okay, so it can be divided on the basis of duration or it can be on the basis of liability. So as far as duration is concerned, it can be either at will, अपनी इच्छा से, अपने टाइम के हिसाब से, हमने आपस में डिसाइड किया for 3 months we are going to work as a partner in a partnership firm. So this is at will. And there is something called particular partnership for a particular agenda in mind. Like maybe till the construction of road we are partners. So that way it is till the completion of the project. Then secondly we have on liability basis. Liability, it can be general partnership. General means definitely unlimited liability, because the basic feature of this firm is that of unlimited liability. But this liability can also become limited in case of LLP, and this is limited partnership. So let us see again from NCERT. Now see students, NCERT classification on the basis of duration first. So at will means it can continue as long as the partners want it, and it gets terminated as and when they give notice for withdrawal from the particular firm partnership. Then we have another particular partnership. Here particular means till the accomplishment of a particular project, like say construction of a building or maybe an activity specified in the deed. It will be specified in the partnership deed that for what purpose have we gathered as a partner. Now on the basis of liability, general partnership, as we have discussed, the liability here is unlimited and joint. The partners enjoy the right to participate in the management, which is binding on each other and their acts, because it's a mutual agency, as we have discussed. Registration is optional, and in case of death, lunacy, insolvency and retirement, automatically the existence is affected. Existence of the partnership is affected, and a new partnership deed has to come into being another time once this happens. And in limited partnership, students, the liability becomes limited, but it is still one partner is having unlimited liability. This is a very important point. Still there is one partner who bears an unlimited liability, and partnership does not get terminated with the death, lunacy or insolvency, because it is a limited partnership. The partnership here does not get terminated due to these particular reasons, and the limited partners do not enjoy the right of management, and their acts do not bind on the other partners. Again, we can say registration here is compulsory for this. Okay, so this is all regarding the limited liability. There are very opposite views on this. In general, we have seen that the registration is not compulsory. even the one member's acts binds on the others. But here it is completely different. First of all, the liability becomes limited. That limited partners, the limited liability partners, they do not enjoy any right of the management. Their acts also do not bind upon each other, and the registration also becomes compulsory, and with the clause that one partner still bears an unlimited liability. So this is all regarding partnership and its types. So I hope it is very clear. In the last segment of this partnership form of business, students, let us now discuss a few points for partnership deed. As we have discussed in beginning, partnership deed is an important legal document that clarifies and leads to all kinds of rules and regulations as governing the different partners in a partnership, so that there is no misunderstandings later. So this document is really, really important. It gives a clear agreement with respect to the terms, the conditions, and all partners concerning, and to avoid any kind of misunderstanding. Such an agreement can be oral and can be written, but it is always better to have a written agreement, students, because that can be registered and it can act as a proof at a later point of time. So a written agreement is advisable to have the evidence in case of the case is going to the court. So here written agreement, students, as part of the written agreement, we have to incorporate all these things. The name of the firm has to be there, nature of the business, duration, the investments of different partners, then distribution of profits and losses, duties and obligations, salaries, and terms governing the admission, retirement, and expulsion of the partners, IOC, interest on capital, or IOD, interest on drawings, then the various procedures for dissolution of the firm, the preparation of accounts and auditing, and method of solving disputes. So everything is well clear and mentioned in this document, important legal document. It may or may not be registered. If it is written, it is advisable to get it registered to avoid any future conflicts with an evidence in the court of law.